Hello, hello, and welcome to day 31, the Fall for Watercolor Challenge. I am so excited to have you here. We are having a very fun little painting session today. It's going to be a spooky forest. And um, if you are part of the challenge and you're getting the daily emails, you're going to get a link to the giveaway where I'm going to go into how we can make this same painting, but on a larger scale. And if you're just tuning in for funsies, hey, hi, welcome. I'm Kate. I'm your watercolor BFF, ready to share the joys of watercolor with you. And we've done a lot of paintings in the month of October, and you can always sign up for my newsletter to receive updates on when we're doing new challenges. We should also have information on our website about it. So definitely check that out. Okay, so let's do Spooky Forest. Let's get into it. And what we're going to do is we're going to imagine that there's like a center ring right here where light is coming from. And in our base layer, we're going to kind of just create the sense of drama. So we're going to start with you can do this however you want. If you want to do like a yellow and then kind of move to green to blue or whatever, I've been really feeling this kind of like unicornish, like yellow to orange to like pink to purple situation. So, choose your own adventure there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wet my entire page. So you're going to want to have clean water here, okay? Make sure you got a big old cup of clean water. I have two just because I'm messy. And I'm going to wet my whole background. If you want to tape that down, I probably am going to tape this down in a sec, but we're already here, so let's do it. And we're going to create this kind of glowing orb situation, similar to how we did it with the candle glowing campfire, whatever the word is. So let's go ahead and clean your brush off. If yours has purple in it like mine does. I'm grabbing some of this Hansa yellow, which is like a nice lemon yellow. And I kind of want it to be like in the top section, like a little bit north here of our true middle. Okay, and then I'm going to take some orange and go around there. If you want to start this really light, that can be good. Do that. I went kind of so I'm just grabbing my brush and using a lifting technique to kind of pull some of that color out of there. Ooh, we got some eraser marks. That's fine. I'm going to grab my pink next. So if you're going from yellow to purple, yellow and orange to purple, you want to have like a pink in there in between to help with that transition so it doesn't get muddy. All right. Remember, when we're painting with watercolor, okay, so I cleaned and kind of dried my brush so I can get a nice transition here. And when we're painting with watercolor, it's gonna lighten up as it dries. So if it is a little darker than you're anticipating, that's okay. So I'm just kind of spreading this out here. And I'm going to come in on the edge with my violet. And, oh, yes, give me the drama, give me the drama, the drama. All right. Nice. And I'm okay keeping the top like unpurplified. Just a little bit here on the corners to kind of bring the eye in. I'm going to do that. I might need to add a little bit more pink here to kind of push that purple back. It's very strong. But I want to soften this line, so I'm taking my brush. It's damp and clean. And I'm just picking up some of that purple along the edge. If you feel like you need more purple, that's okay too. You can even pick some up with so I'm cleaning my brush in between. It's okay that it's a little dramatic, I'm dramatic. I'm definitely going to pull in some more of that pink there. Got kind of like a little skitty mark on my paper I was erasing earlier, and I think that's from that. So I'm going to grab some more pink here, my permanent rose. Nice and juicy. I'm trying to match like the level of water to paint ratio because that's going to help me get like nice transitions in between these colors. Okay. It's a little bit darker than I was thinking, but that's okay. I like it. Love a dramatic All right, let's grab some more of that orange. I feel like this is very intergalactic. Okay. And I'm going to just soften a little bit around the yellow. Okay, if yours is lighter, great. If yours is darker, fine, no biggie. Okay, and I'm just adding these little wibbly lines because I'm leading into this intergalactic, maybe this is like a space forest where it's like you're going into a black hole. I'm just feeling it, you know, sometimes you just gotta feel it. Okay, love it. So I'm gonna let this dry. You know I'm gonna blow dry it because we ain't got time to wait. So I'll check you back in just a moment. All right, I've added a little tape here because we are going to be using a lot of layers and, you know, I don't want to mess with that. So it's going to help keep my paper flat. It's going to help me keep the square edge because we will be taking some paint to the edge. So this will just make it easier to control. So I want you to imagine that we are almost traveling on a path here like this. Okay, imagine you're taking a little pizza slice and we're going to be traveling up this path. As we paint, everything's kind of really small in the center, and we're going to make it bigger. So as we're thinking about painting these trees, what we're going to do is we're going to paint the back layer trees. And so I'm going to use my orange, so my second color. And I'm going to imagine my pizza layer kind of like out here. So like a big wedge of pizza. So we're going to move from the center point down to here. And you just... actually, so let's think about it. Your trees are going to kind of go in like a bow tie in terms of where the trees are going, because it's going to be further away in the back. Okay. And they can be kind of scraggly and getting a little closer together, but they're still skinny. Okay. These are pretty uniform. I want to get these a little crazier. Okay. Imagine your pizza slices. So the pizza slices where we're not painting. Okay, and we're just using a light orange. And this can be, I don't know, I feel like mine are kind of brush marky. And I'm okay with that. It's a little drier. This is just going to be the background. So we're going to continue on closer. So these trees are going to be skinnier and looking like they're further away. And I love how we can see the orange kind of layering over some of these other colors that we've added. Our glowy center is where the eye is being drawn. Don't forget to add some weird little branches. All right. And then I'm going to take my orange and I'm just going to kind of skitter a little line down here that is going to indicate like a little path that we're following down. So I'm going to leave a smaller pizza shape untouched. Okay, kind of a winding path. I've got a smaller pizza shape. Can you see that? That's not painted. Try to make it a little bit darker. And this is just going to give us a way to focus the eye. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some little kind of jiggly lines, kind of like when we were doing our evergreen trees, just some little jiggly lines in here. Crisscrossing, imagine these are like logs and pebbles and stones over a little pizza slice. Okay? And see some parts are totally unpainted down there. Now we're going to let this dry. I think I want one more tree here, maybe some more here. Some branches, if there's any parts that you just feel like need a little attention, that's with it now. Okay, now we're going to come back to this in just a moment. So let's go ahead and let this dry and we'll continue. All right. Okay, we are back. And here is our forest. So next we are going to come in a little bit closer and I'm going to use my orange mixed with my pink color, my permanent rose. And we're going to do the same thing, except our pizza slice is going to be a little bit smaller and our trees are going to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to start not at the dead center. So we're going to just like take like a tiny little bite out of our pizza slice. Okay. If it helps, I might do this line first. I would suggest doing your trees first, but just imagine that this is our little tree line, okay? And you don't want to paint like over the trees that you already did, but you're going to paint over some. So try to kind of space them a little bit so that you're not totally covering up the trees that you already did, but you can cover up some, okay? We're getting a little bit bigger as we get closer in. Let's add some branches. Remember, our branches are going to be thicker when they meet the tree and then kind of get skinnier as they curl away from the tree. All right. I have to mix up a little bit more paint there. All right, so once again, we're going to use this slightly larger pizza as our line. You make your line later, okay? Or you don't make the line. This is just so you can kind of see where our pizza slice is, because I don't want that to dry on you and give you like a weird line for where your path is. Okay, so remember these trees are getting bigger. They're a little bit darker than the previous color that you added. Okay, I'm getting bigger as we get closer to the edges of our paper. It's going to make it look like you're really kind of in this warp. All right, and then remember a little bite of pizza, okay? Our little pizza. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, once again, kind of give a scraggly little path line, connect my line of trees here with the similar color paint. Let's do a little bit of that. Just a little tree back there just for some kicks. Okay, making my scraggly little pizza line. And then where you left the little open area, just add some more of our little rocks and logs and stuff like that. Try to keep the parts that you left unpainted last time unpainted. Those are going to be our highlights. But don't be shy about adding this in. We're going to still have a lot of opportunity to build up some layers. Okay? Are you starting to see it? Are you starting to see it? Oh boy. Okay, let's pause and we'll continue. Okay, we have given this a dry. And now I'm going to use my pink. We're getting darker here. So I'm using my permanent rose that I've been using as pink. I'm grabbing a little bit of my Da Vinci Violet. And I know some of you guys are curious about these colors. So I'm working on getting like a listing where I can just send you all the colors. But in the meantime, stay tuned to your email and I'll be sure to send out all those colors. Okay, so now with our little pizza, imagine it's a little bit of a smaller pizza and there's a bigger bite out of it. So I'm going to once again give you a little bit of a guideline here. Okay. And I'm going to go up, and our pizza trees, our pizza trees, obviously, are going to be a little bit bigger. Okay. So again, don't do this guideline, just kind of, you can do it in a pencil, but I just wanted to make sure you see it. Our trees are going to be a little bit bigger than they were last time, and a little bit darker than they were last time, all right? And you are probably going to cover up trees that you've already painted, and that's okay. It's okay if you can kind of see them through these. It's not a big deal. I'm going to give this like a scraggly, squiggly line because I don't want that to dry on me. Let's go ahead and add, I don't know why I'm doing the left side or the right side first. Now I'm going to have to drag my hand, whatever. I have to drag my hand through it to paint, but I really want this to kind of be like a nice solid wash here. So I'm trying to add a little bit more water to rehydrate it so I can get like just a nice coat. I don't really want a ton of variety in terms of color and darkness in this layer. I really want it to feel, I don't want it to like have too many, like, what am I trying to say? It can be more uniform in terms of like I don't know why these branches are driving me crazy. Okay. It can be more uniform in terms of like the layer. There's not a lot of difference in depth of like the color. So it's all kind of the same level of darkness, the same level of paint to water ratio. All right. So again, our pizza goes here. So it's a smaller pizza and there's a bigger bite out of the top. Man, now I'm hungry for pizza. Okay. And our trees are a little bit bigger than last time. I'm getting a little more purple over here. Okay. All right. Make sure they're not all like the same size, right? These trees can be kind of tilting and wiggly wobbly, and maybe some go to the edge of the paper, some don't. You know, nature is wild and varied. And these are fun, like these ones in the middle, you can really kind of cross over that middle, and that's going to give a really nice contrast between that bright center that we did and these darker trees in the foreground. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Okay. And then I'm going to take my wiggly wobbly path. Okay. And so as we're going in here, you might want to take a smaller brush. I might grab my size 2. I'm going to take that same color. And now where you created those darker lines before, underneath them, just like for your little logs and stuff, just add some little squabbly squabbles underneath the darker lines that you added in the last layer. And try to keep the highlights highlighted, like the ones that we left lighter. All right, just giving our little scraggly path here. Might make a little tree back here just to make it lighter. A little bit lighter and a little bit smaller. All right. Now, do you see how this is kind of emphasizing that lighter to darker as we're expanding out? So we're going to do another layer of this, and it's going to be darker. Okay. Shoo. Hold on. All right, same deal, different layer. We are going to grab, I'm using my darkest color that I used on the exterior. So that's my Da Vinci Violet. And once again, our pizza is going to just be a little bit thinner. Okay. So closer to the path. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and make our pizza like a little bit taller. Okay. I think I probably want to do one like up there. Okay. So each tree is getting like a little bit bigger, a little bit fatter as it makes its way. And in this one, I want it to be like a little bit darker too, as it makes its way to the edge. Okay. And we're going right to the edge of the paper. And try to like any parts that are still really light from the outside. It's going to look really nice if you kind of leave those lights popping through in between the layers. So you can kind of navigate where your trees are going to be with that. Okay, got a little crossover here. Maybe this goes right there. Try to kind of angle and vary the lengths of your tree trunks and the angle of your branches, okay? I feel like that's a weird one. It's okay. I'm gonna just get my smaller brush. Gotta finesse that a little bit because it's just looking kind of weird. There we go. Okay, let's do this side. Oh, I want to scriggle scraggle this right here because I don't want to leave that coarse line. Okay, let's grab my bigger brush. I'm using the size 6 round brush here. Okay, so I've got my little skinny, smaller tree back there. Once again, we're getting bigger or getting darker as we move our way forward. Okay. Maybe those two trees are like really close together. And let's do like, I want this one to go all the way to the edge, okay? All right. Nice. I can tell I'm getting relaxed. I've stopped remembering how to talk. Okay, so these ones aren't necessarily getting lighter as I go, but let's grab that smaller brush. Just got so excited. I want this to be kind of wetter so that it flows a little bit better. Like a bushy little. Okay. All right, then let's squibble squabble this line here. And here, I'm gonna make this like the darker parts. I'm really gonna, these are the shadows. So this is like a dark and stumbly trail. So any part where there's light, try to keep like a little bit of that lightness, but don't be shy about adding a little bit more of that dark color in here and there, especially around the sides of the trail. And we like the little highlights. Maybe some go all the way through. These are gonna give some nice drama. Like it looks like there's like a fire back there. Isn't that cool? Okay. So I'm kind of closing up the pizza slice because I just feel like, I don't know, maybe I wish I didn't. But I'm okay. It's here. It's here. The pizza slice is here. Okay. So now we've got our very mysterious path. All right. We're going to do one more layer. If you want, you could leave it here. You could leave it here, but I'm going to do one more layer because you know me. All right. See you in a bit. All right. So looking at this path, it almost looks a little too light. So I'm just going to take a light layer of my purple and just kind of skitter around it. I want to leave some of the highlights, but I really just want to darken it a little bit to make it not look so, like I really want the lightness back there to really pour in. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of my Payne's Gray and add it in with my purple. And here we are imagining that you can do whatever you want. You can do a little ghost. You can do like a witch's hat. You can wait and see how it looks for mine and decide if you even want to add anything. All right, so I'm going to take, what I'm going to do actually, because I just wet that. So I'm going to do some branches right here coming off the side of the page. All right. And this is just going to make us feel more like we're in forest. Maybe we've got even like one tree right here. Okay. And this can go up to the top. Maybe we've got one that looks like that. Okay. This is super dark. All right. A lot of water to like get it started because we need that smoothness. I think that smooth part is really important for this like silhouette part of the painting. But also a lot of paint so that it retains that darkness. Okay. All right. Let's do like more like right there. Okay. I feel like I'm very in the painting. I'm loving that. It's okay. I'm kind of like crisscrossing each other. Okay. Okay, Kate. So aren't you glad you waited? All right, we'll see. It's okay. This is just a really exciting tree. Whatever. So there we go. And we've got our beautiful tree. And now if you want, you can do like a witch's hat or a little ghost silhouette, or you can do, I don't know, like a little person. I think I'm going to do a witch's hat. This is going to just be really saturated. Okay. So just going on a journey. Okay. And she's on her way. Maybe she's got like some, I'm going to take a detail brush and get more into that. I think she's got some like really fun little curly flyaways. This is getting real wild. I'm practicing this one before we do the group one. Um, Whenever I do like portraits and stuff like that, I always like to do a practice one because I feel like the first one's always just very exciting. All right. So here we've got our witch. She's got her little hat. Maybe it's kind of tilted here. And she's going into the forest, a spooky forest. And that, my friends, who's going to wait to let this dry? Not me. I'm pulling it off right now. That, my friends, concludes the Fall for Watercolor Challenge of 2024. Thank you so much for painting with me. I have had an absolute blast seeing your paintings, seeing you progress throughout the month, and seeing your enthusiasm just bolsters me more than you could ever imagine. So thank you so much for sharing this time with me, for inspiring me to create educational content. It just means so much. You guys inspire me daily. So thank you, and I'll see you on the live for the giveaway. If you miss it, you can see the recording if you get the email. So happy painting, and see you next year.